You've noticed the $15 meal turned into $20, and now your neighborhood McDonald's is gone. You're not crazy. There's a simple math problem nobody's spelling out, and it starts with a $20 starting wage. Today, I'll show you how wage laws in states like California and New York pushed franchise owners into a loop. Cut staff, raise prices, lose customers, repeat until the lights shut off. We'll connect it to Amazon-size hiring pressure and why your dollar buys less value than ever. If you felt priced out at the counter, this explains exactly why. You hear $20 an hour. Owners see a tab that starts before the grill heats up. The clock starts with employer FICA, state unemployment, workers' comp, and the employer share of health benefits. That $20 headline swells once each add-on lands. It's not fluffy extras. It's the legal baseline to run a crew. Let's start with the stack. On top of base pay, payroll taxes take a slice. States layer unemployment contributions that rise with claims history. Workers' comp premiums spike in places with higher injury risk and tight rules. Health coverage, even for limited plans, adds a steady monthly burn. Add paid sick time mandates and split shift rules where they exist, and the hourly cost climbs again. Here's the kicker. Labor touches every step. Prep, the headset at the drive-thru, the fry station, the person wiping tables. So when the wage floor jumps, your cost per sandwich jumps even if the bun price doesn't. You raise prices to catch up, and foot traffic slips a bit. Now each labor hour carries more weight because it's spread across fewer sales. Take a lunch rush. You need 12 people for 3 hours to stay sane. At all-in rates, that window alone can chew through most of the gross profit for the day. That's before rent, royalties, and lights. You can't save your way out when the line hits. You either cover the positions or the line breaks. Franchise playbooks live on ratios. Labor to sales has to land in a tight band for the model to work. When the fully loaded wage jumps, that ratio balloons and pushes past the target range. The store isn't mismanaged. The math moved. It's like paying surge pricing all day, even when the dining room is half full. In high-wage states, extra mandates push the all-in rate even higher than the headline suggests, so there's no relief at slow times. The meter just keeps running. So how far can you nudge fries and a drink before people balk? Fast food sold fast and cheap. When the cost floor rises, the cheap part cracks first. The truth is, $20 isn't $20 once you load it. That's why the old dollar menu math doesn't pencil anymore. Now let's move on to what owners do when the math won't balance. Cut hours and staff, then watch the spiral start. The plan sounds neat on paper. Trim hours, bump prices, protect profit. In practice, it plays out like whack-a-mole with your margins. You fix one leak and spring 3 more. Let's start with the standard response when labor costs jump. A store that ran with 30 to 50 people on the roster pares down to a lean crew. Late-night hours get cut because the sales don't cover the load. Menu boards inch up, not once, but again and again. The goal is to hold the line on profit without scaring off regulars. That's the goal. But here's the kicker. With fewer hands, speed tanks, lines stretch, order swaps, and missed items creep in. Your Big Mac meal now lives in the same price zip code as a sit-down lunch special. You're paying more, waiting longer, and the fries still need salt. That is a fast way to lose repeat visits. Run a dinner rush. Drive through snakes around the lot. Dine-in tables stay messy because the runner got pulled to the grill. App orders sit pending until the screen times out, and refunds stack up. Every delay is a sale you don't ring. Every comp is cash you don't keep. QSR lives and dies on throughput and accuracy. Longer waits shave return rates. Missed items break trust. Slide both at once, and your top line slips faster than any single price hike. It's not theory. It shows up in fewer cars per hour and smaller tickets at the window. Now layer in price shock. When a family meal lands in the $35 to $45 range, the fast and cheap pitch collapses. The middle step is simple. People pull back, cook at home, or switch to places that still feel like a deal. Meanwhile, the bills you can't cut, rent, royalties, utilities, keep draining cash. Lose 10 customers, and the hurt is bigger than it used to be. So the loop tightens. Higher prices thin traffic. Thin traffic forces more cuts. Service degrades, errors rise, more regulars drift off. You try to right-size the crew again, but the gap only widens. When a combo creeps towards sit-down pricing, the value story dies. Traffic follows it out the door, and the spiral picks up speed when a warehouse down the road offers the same worker more pay, steadier shifts, and a clearer path to full-time. You think the rival is the burger joint across the street. For workers, the real tug-of-war is with the warehouse 2 exits down. Same labor pool, Same commute radius, same promise of start this week. The choice comes down to pay, predictability, and whether the job feels like a step up. Let's start with the overlap. Both lanes hire entry-level folks. Both juggle school schedules, second jobs, and childcare. Both say no experience needed. When the warehouse blasts starting pay in the high teens to low 20s, tosses in a signing bonus, and posts fixed shifts, the fast food pitch looks thin. The truth is, a posted schedule you can plan your life around is worth real money, even if the base pay matched. It usually doesn't. Now the tension. Big box retail and logistics are setting the floor on hourly rates while offering benefits that land on day one or close to it. Tuition help, health plans, set blocks of time, and fewer last-minute call-ins. To keep a crew, franchises hike starting pay, but they can't stretch margins the way a distribution center can. Boxes scale, burgers don't. A 5-cent squeeze on a pallet is smooth. A 5-cent squeeze on a sandwich is loud. Look at what matters to workers. Total comp. Not just the sticker wage. Injury risk that feels manageable. Schedules that don't flip from dawn to close week to week. Warehouses sell a cleaner ladder. Steady shifts today, better shifts later. For a lot of people, that's the win. Here's a week you'll recognize. 8 interviews booked. Free show up. One says yes. Then they ghost because a warehouse called back with a higher rate and a solid shift. You restart the search. Meanwhile, you raise the floor to hire, so you lift tenured crew and bump managers to avoid compression. One move knocks 3 pay bands up. That ripple is expensive. Hiring ads, extra interviews, retraining on the headset and the fryer, more errors while new hands learn. Slower lines, more comps, and fewer cars per hour. You pay more just to stand still. That's the real kicker. Warehouse wages set the floor even far from the coasts, so franchises pay more to hold ground, not gain it. When labor gets that tight, owners turn to machines or shut doors. Now let's see what that looks like at the ground level. If the math is so bad, why not just wait it out? Because the bills don't wait. Interest, rent, and payroll hit on a schedule. Vendors want payment when the truck rolls up. You can stall a remodel, but you can't stall the meter. Let's start with the fees that never blink. Franchisees pay a royalty on sales, not profit. Rent to the landlord or to corporate's real estate arm is due whether lunch is slammed or slow. Then there's brand upkeep, remodel cycles, equipment standards, required tech, uniform updates, signage that matches the playbook. Slip too far and you risk penalties or losing the flag. That brand shine costs money to keep. Now the tension. In high crime zones, insurance climbs while coverage shrinks. In dead office parks, the lunch wave thins to a ripple. In fading malls, walk-in traffic falls off a cliff. The fixed stack stays. Your P&L doesn't care that 3 nearby towers emptied out. Here's the real kicker. A newer, highly automated site can carry the volume that used to be split across 2 or 3 older boxes. Fewer people on payroll, less downtime when a fryer dies. But that means fewer addresses in a city and fewer jobs in a radius. The remaining site carries the banner, the others go dark. You'll see chains prune 200 to 300 units in weak pockets while opening in growth corridors. The map shifts. The headline store count barely moves, but your neighborhood loses a pin. Take an urban store that logs frequent incidents. Claims pile up. Premiums jump. Deductibles get ugly. At some point, insurers step back or quote a rate that makes break-even a stretch. Operations hasn't changed. The risk math did. Then there's reputation drag. A local flare-up, a boycott push, or a viral complaint can shave sales for months. The dip is soft, but it lingers. Recoveries are slower than the blow-ups. When brand metrics matter, speed, accuracy, cleanliness, corporate would rather pull the plug on chronic underperformers than watch the averages sink. That becomes the policy, not the exception. Even after cutting hours by a third and raising prices, many units only scratch even. So closures cluster where the numbers look worst. So what is the takeaway for you? It changes how you shop, where you eat, and what you expect from value tomorrow. The truth is, the $20 headline wage hides a bigger tab that broke the fast food value promise. Once value dies, traffic dies, and stores follow. That's why closures cluster and your options shrink. So here's what you can do. Compare meal deals across formats. Use the app offers, and when the math is ugly, cook at home. Small moves, real savings. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still wonders why their $15 meal turned into $20. Like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets.